When it comes to building structures that last, experience matters. You've probably seen some companies offering long warranties, 10 years or more. But here's something important to consider. Can a company without a long track record truly back that up? It's easy to make promises, but what really counts is the ability to deliver, not just now, but 5, 10, or even 20 years down the line. If a company hasn't been around for very long, what happens if they go out of business before the end of their 10-year warranty? What happens to your warranty then? The answer is simple. You're left with nothing. No support, no repairs, no protection. You've essentially been robbed of the protection you were promised. At Mallett Buildings, we've been here for the long haul, with over 2 decades of experience. We have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and countless satisfied customers who can tell you, when we say we offer a 10-year workmanship warranty, we've proven it time and time again. And if something goes wrong years from now, we'll still be here, ready to make it right. Our customers trust us because we don't just build structures, we build long-lasting relationships. We use only the highest quality materials, kiln-dried, ground-treated lumber, and MCA ground-treated posts with lifetime warranties. That's why our buildings are designed to stand strong for decades, and why we can confidently stand behind our warranties. And don't forget, we're a state-licensed contractor with licensed engineers right here in Louisiana and Texas. We don't cut corners, and we adhere to the highest standards, ensuring that every building we construct is built to last. When you choose Mallett Buildings, you're choosing a company with real credentials, real experience, and a proven commitment to quality. We've built for families, businesses, farms, and more, all with the same dedication to excellence that's been our hallmark for over 25 years. So when a company tells you they're offering a long warranty, ask yourself this: where will they be in 10 years? If they disappear, so does your warranty. Here at Mallett, you know we'll be here, just like we've always been. At the end of the day, a warranty is only as good as the company that stands behind it. Choose the name that's been trusted for decades. Choose Mallett Buildings. When you're ready to invest in a building that lasts, call us and let's get started. At Mallett Buildings, we've been proudly serving our community for over 25 years. When it comes to building structures that last, experience matters. You've probably seen some companies offering long warranties, 10 years or more. But here's something important to consider. Can a company without a long track record truly back that up? It's easy to make promises, but what really counts is At Mallett Buildings, we've been proudly serving our community.
We're going to start out with our sale building, I believe. Yep, remember I got the Elite building on sale, $55,999. If you call in the Tiger Cash, text it cash to us now, you get $1,000 off of that right now. Next. Remember, this is what you get. I want to clear out something. You notice what I say? Concrete slab. I do not talk about the foundation. Okay? I have a client who thinks that means I'm going to do all the dirt work. That's not in the price. Okay? A concrete slab. Nowhere do we ever, and I don't think anybody does, include the dirt pad. You have to do that yourself. Okay? But that's not included in the price. I'm going to make that clear. But this is what comes in there. Look, remember I told you, be sure if you buy anywhere else, they tell you this is what that stamp should be on that wood. Number 1, KD, that's what you're looking for. That's all we put on our buildings, okay? All our dimensional lumber. All right. I got the price match. Remember, this is what one of the competitors offered, so I came back here. I took $1,000 off on the price match. You type in cash with the Tiger Cash, another $1,000, that's $2,000 off of their price. And you're going to get free roof and wall insulation and you're going to get concrete in them holes, which they don't do, and you're going to get an extra roll-up door. This is the deal, folks. If you want to buy something, give us a call. We'll work on this deal for you. Let's go. Post frame versus steel. I've talked about this. It's the purlins and girts are 2 foot apart. Theirs are 3 to 5 feet apart. Look at the number of trusses. Look at what they got. They're 15 to 20 feet apart. But the only thing holding it is the anchor bolts, and I'll cover that in a few minutes. Next. Remember I talked about rust. Steel is going to rust. This had a coating, but it rusted anyway. But remember, all these things, and it's stuck in the concrete, so that ain't good either. Typically, they put anchor bolts holding this. That's bad. But anyway, go to the next one. Remember we talked about, and I got to give Mr. Tackett credit. He brought this chart to me. This is after 2 years. This is regular iron. Look at the corrosion. Imagine what this is like in 5 years, or 10 years, or 20 years. Galvanized after 2 years. Stainless steel is starting to deteriorate. What's this going to look like in 10 years? That's all these steel buildings, tubular buildings, they're all using anchor bolts. And this is what's going to happen. I didn't make that up. That's the proof is right here, folks. It's a problem. And I got another chart. I hadn't had a chance to look at it. This is what well, wait till you see the ones with salt. He sent me another one I hadn't seen. I'll probably do that one Monday. Because, well, tomorrow afternoon I'll be back. I got to go to New Orleans, but I'm going to be back in time to do another show. But anyway, this is what we're concerned about. This is what you need to be concerned about when you go with steel or that tubular stuff. Next. Tubular. See them bolts? The chart before this tells you exactly what's going to happen. So in about 3 years, if you got this, and that's what they're sending, you're not sending these expensive bolts. They're sending you this. In 3 years, what do you think is going to happen when a hurricane hits it? That. It's going to fly off like a piece of paper. Yeah? But look at the construction here, folks. Go to the next one. Okay, there's your anchor problems. Okay? But go to the next one. Okay, the deflection. On these tubulars, they're coming in, I guarantee you, at L150. They're not building these things for storms, which should be an L240, L360. I guarantee you they're not doing it. Okay, keep going. Mr. Tackett, all right, we don't use anchor bolts. We anchor our posts 3 feet, 4 feet in the ground in a post protector so that nothing touches that wood. So you got a lifetime warranty from the manufacturer on the treated post, ground treated. Then we put this in there. We give you a 50-year warranty on this. This is a way better system than them anchor bolts. Because understand, when that storm hits this thing, all these posts are all buried in the ground, and they fight together. You have to shear them all at the same time. I guess, you know, a crude way of saying it is, I ask you this. If you go stand on top of the ground, and I would nail your feet to the ground, or if I take and bury you to your knees, I think I would make you roll over a little easier with the nails on top of the ground. It's a crude way of saying it, but it's pretty much the same thing. The posts are anchored. The wind hits it, then posts take it. Whereas the other thing, all it's do is just got to pull the weight up, just pop that bolt. It doesn't matter if you put this much concrete. That bolt, that's securing it. Okay, next. We use the cable retention system. That's for uplift. This is engineered. As you can see, all these cables are stretched across, eye bolts into all the poles, okay? And the dead weight of the concrete sits on top of that, all the cables. That means from the storm starts coming around, a tornado mainly, starts pulling. The dead weight is the only thing to keep that building down, on any building for that matter. You need dead weight to hold a building down for uplift. And so that's why we do this, and we're the only ones that do that. The others don't seem to think you need to do it. Well, I disagree. I totally disagree. Next. All right. When you're going out there to buy a building, I want you to understand, you need to go over here and see if any of these guys have been convicted. They have been convicted of contractor violations by going to the LSLB site, going to violations, and they got that. Now, you want to do business with a convicted violator? Go ahead. But you're asking for trouble. I'm telling you. And if they're willing to break the law, what are they willing to tell you that's not true? Have you thought about that? If they're willing to break the law, well, these broke the law, and see what happened to them. All of them had, this was what he was charged, and beyond, then once he did this, then he went and got picked up for contractor fraud. So they went a step farther. So did Brent Dugas. This is what you're heading to. When you start doing business with these convicted violators, this is what can happen to you. I don't have the picture of the lady. She lost $160,000. You're asking for trouble with a convicted violator. Now, keep going. Once again, here's the special, the price match. And all my competitors, put your ad out there, and I'll put it up there, and I'm going to tear you up. They won't do it. Because you heard me, I said, put your ad up there right now. Any competitor, put your ad up there right now. Apples to apples. I'm going to come up, put your ad up there, and I'm going to do this to you. So put it up. They've stopped doing it because they know I'm going to do this to them. So if they're not willing to get in the game, you ought to play the game with them, right? Now, go back. Okay, so immediately I did the price match, which saved you $1,000 off their ad. Then if you type in cash, I'm going to take another $1,000 off that price. So now you're at 21, 28, and 32. And I'm going to give you free roof and wall insulation. I'm going to give you an extra roll-up door. I'm going to give you concrete in your holes, and I'm going to give you the concrete retention system. How do they say that? Don't pay more for less. You're paying more for less right here. But hey, it's good competition. So they need to bring it on. But anyway, I want to go over that again. Let's go again. 1,000 off. Remember, if you get 1,000 off by typing in cash off of that special, or really any building you want to buy from me, you type that in, you come, I'll take it off this building too. It's on sale. We'll take 1,000 off that baby. $54,999. Now here, I'm going to give you a free wing. That's worth about $7,000. Now this is the premier, the best building in the industry, bar none. Why? Look at what you get. Nobody's got a building even close to doing what this building does. We put posts closer. We put truss closer. We've got a 5-on-12 pitch. You just get everything that you possibly could put in that building from someone. And I use all number one. When my wood gets there, you're going to see that. Now look, you're going to get, my stuff's done engineered by my own engineers here in the place. Okay? All right, move on. Now, I want to talk about what this is when you don't put the proper pad in. Folks, go to the next one. Porous soil compaction. This is so important. The concrete is not the foundation. Everybody thinks that the concrete's the foundation. It's not. The pad or the dirt underneath that supports it is the foundation. That's why those tracks occur. That slab has to be supported, or it's going to, if you imagine a void, a shrinkage. Well, that weight's there and it's on the corner, it's going to break. Look, when soil is not properly compacted before the concrete slab is poured, it can lead to voids beneath the slab. That's a factual statement. Over time, these voids can cause the slab to settle or crack. To avoid this issue, it's important to ensure the soil is properly compacted before pouring the concrete slab. I have a page in my contract. I spelled exactly what you need to do. And even with that, in Louisiana, you can get hairlines. Remember that. Our soil is very porous. It has problems. But you put a compacted pad in, you're going to kill 90% of your problems. But you could get a hairline. But hairline's not going to. They got hairlines in $1 million houses. They just cover them. You can't see them. And see, here's a hairline. Hairline. Go to the next one. That's a little better. See, right here, it's starting to come apart. And what's happening, that foundation underneath there is giving. It's making a void, so the concrete's cracking. Now, there's several things you can do, and you should do. We offer it. You can score that concrete or put joints, cut joints. And that allows the slab to flex. You have to understand, the bigger the slab, the easier it is for it to, because of all this weight. You get a void over here, the weight is going to crack, okay? But if you take and put concrete joints with a saw, about that deep, and make it like in 10 by 12s or 10 by 15 sections. What happens now, it can flex. But if it does break, it's a straight line and it's not going to affect you. It's going to stay tight. If it does, all you have to do is replace that section. You see? But you're spreading the weight out. You're dispersing that weight throughout the whole slab or foundation or the pad. So that if there is a void and it's just going to occur in a small spot, you can fix that. That's an easy fix. Okay, no, a slab inside a building is not typically considered a foundation on its own. A slab foundation refers to a concrete slab that directly sits on the ground and acts as the primary structural support for a building, meaning the slab itself is considered the foundation in that scenario, but not in a structure. talking about like a basketball court or something like that. Key points to remember. Definition: a foundation is the structural base of a building that transfers its weight to the ground. Slab usage: while a concrete slab can be used for various purposes like patios or driveways, it doesn't usually provide the same level of structural support as a building foundation. I tell you all this because it's important. You may have to spend a little bit of money, but it's the best dollars you're going to spend by putting the foundation in. Foundation is critical. It's critical, and you know, a lot of people, they don't want to take the time or the money to do it. It's the biggest mistake you can make. You may be one of the lucky ones that nothing happens, but you're gambling, because I'm telling you, if you don't have a compacted pad, you open yourself up to some structural issues with the slab itself. But the biggest fallacy that I see with people is you think the slab is the foundation. It's not. It's not. It's the pad underneath that supports it. Okay? You must understand how heavy this slab is. And so if you have a 40-foot or 30-foot slab stretch, okay, the dirt's underneath it. That's cool. And it shrinks over here maybe 4 or 5 inches. What happens? That weight starts going downward and crack. It's that simple. So the only way to stop that is proper foundations. Put the proper foundation in. Now, let me make it quite clear. And when we price buildings, we don't price foundations. Number one, it would be impossible for us to price a foundation unless we physically went to each location and took measurements on the contour of your property. It's impossible for anybody to give a price on a foundation on this bid unless I physically go see exactly, one, where is it located? And two, what if your ground's like this? How do I know that without a physical inspection? I don't. So it's impossible to do that. So when we sell buildings, and we cover 3 states, so you have to hire someone. I suggest you hire a licensed contractor. I suggest that when you hire a contractor, that you make sure that he gives you a compacted pad. There are a lot of dirt contractors that go out there, and they put a pad in, and you, being not as experienced in construction, think that because he's running the dozer over it and the trucks, it is compacted. It's not. The proper way is when they put that down, they need to have a sheep's foot or a vibratory roller. And every lift, about 8 to 12 inches, it has to be rolled and vibratory. Okay? If you don't do that, it's not a compacted pad. When this is completed, and really the contractor you hire should be checking what it is every 12 inches. To compaction. See if the compaction is still. Then you come with the next lift and come with the next lift, right? And then you're gonna kill your problems. But when you don't do that, you open yourself up to some problems. I mean, you got no foundation. You know, a lot of people they get out there and they put it. Oh, I degrassed it, or I poisoned the grass. You have to remove the topsoil. The topsoil will not compact. It will not hold nothing. You have to remove that topsoil. You have to get to the clay pan. When you get to that clay pan, you hit solid, okay? Then you got to come back in that hole that you removed all that topsoil and bring in like a 60-40 base. It'll compact on top of the pad, the base pad, the clay. And you come up. That's what you put your building on. The other thing you must do, in my opinion, is you ought to go wider than your building is. If you got a 30-foot building, I like to see 5 feet all the way around the building with a slight pitch. That way when the water comes off, it gets away from your building. You want the water to get away from your building. If you don't get the water away from your building, you open yourselves up to some more foundation issues. We put gutters on all our buildings. That does help a lot, no question about it. But you got to divert the water. You know, if you don't divert the water and you don't put something there like a concrete block or a concrete walkway, that water will eventually just bury down into your pad and then start working up under your slab, under your foundation. So you want to get that water away from your building. So you have a 5-foot slide conduit, water gets away. Best thing, degrass that, put gutters. You shouldn't have any trouble, especially put a pad where it comes off the gutters. So I'm staying on this a little bit because I don't think people understand how important that is. It's very important to put the right foundation in. It really, really is. You're going to spend a little bit for it now, but in the long run, it's the best dollar you're going to spend, because if you don't have a foundation, you have nothing. Okay? We don't do the dirt work, but I know plenty of people that do. And I'll tell you right now, you can go to the LSLB site. You can find all the contractors in the whole state. Texas, that's a little different. They don't see in Texas, you don't have to be licensed. I don't know if you know that. In Texas, you just got to be registered with the sales tax, and you don't need. There's no state contractors board in Texas. There's in Louisiana. But in Texas, you do what you want to do, except for electrical and air conditioning and what's the air conditioning, electrical? One more. Plumbing. That you got to be licensed. But as far as be a general contractor, roll. Then there's a lot of problems over there. But that's Texas, okay? But anyway, remember these things that I'm trying to tell you. I tell you that to help you no matter where you go, no matter what you do. I hope you come to us because I'm trying to help you. I'm going to explain that to you. It's in my contract. I got a whole page dedicated to this mess to help you understand what you got to do. Mr. Corville, what's Mr. Corville? We put gutters on the elite buildings, no signature or value. Oh. All right. Well, Mr. Who's that above that?
That's AJ.
No, who's the one above that?
Tackett.
Oh, that's Mr. Tackett. Yeah. Yeah, he put a compacted pad in. Yeah, Mr. Corville, replying to Gerald Corville, you won't be disappointed. Thank you, Mr. Tackett. Mr. Corville, I assume if AJ's listening, or which one of the building specialists working with him, get with him, make a deal. You got cash. Where you're going to get that $1,000 for writing that, so you're good there. When I go down, I'll talk to him in a little bit, and I'll get one of them to call you, Mr. Corville. We'll try to work a deal with you. We want to earn your business. We need your business. We love your business. Anyway, it's today. Was that it? Well, that's my show for today. I spent a lot of time on foundations. I plan on putting some other stuff together on this foundation issue. I got to review some stuff that Mr. Tackett has become an advisor over here. He's something else. And I'll tell you what, if you didn't watch him, we have a video out there. You can go to YouTube and pick it up. He was really informative on all the things he said, and you can rewatch that. I think, are we still boosting that? That was okay. That was all over the place, all over our page, everywhere. You know, go listen to Mr. Tackett, a satisfied customer who knows what he's talking about.
I'm gonna post it to the story.
In fact, we're going to post it to the store. You need to watch it. It's really a good deal what he talks about, and it's coming from a satisfied customer, which is what I like. But what he talks about is factual. He has a lot of engineering experience, and it shows when he talks about what he's talking. He knows what he's talking about. And I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate him coming the day he did, and maybe we'll get him back another time, and we'll discuss some other stuff. He's got about 40 slides I need to review that he sent to me, which I appreciate, by the way, Mr. Tackett. I really do appreciate that. But folks, if you need some help, give us a call at 337-515-2154. That's my cell number. Or you can call our office at 337-214-0428. Remember, we're here to help you. We've been in this business 25 years. A+ rating with the BBB. We're here to work with you. And I'm not going to play no games and like these other guys. I'm going to tell you exactly what you're going to get, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I can. I've been doing this too long. Don't be deceived by some of these convicted violators. Okay? They are not going to help you. They're going to try to pull the... We don't condone that. But look, you need a building, give us a call. We're working deals every day. Once again, thank you all for listening, and give us a call. Good.